Stress is such a simple word, but if you keep it bottled up, it just gets bigger and bigger. Everyone at some time in their lives has become stressed. It's a state of mind and a state of life in some ways. It can change how a person is or how they act, because sometimes people tend to zoom into the stress in their lives and let everything else blur out. We all have things that we stress about: school, work, graduation, college, life, sports, jobs, fitting in, the list goes on and on. Normally, when people think about stress, they think about the bad that comes from it. But couldn't that also be good? Stress is kind of like candy. It's bad for you. You know it's bad for you, and yet you still eat it. Stress is a lot like that, where you know what you're doing is bad for you, bad for your health, and yet you still let it happen. When you go into Google and search stress definition, it comes up as a noun, not a verb. Stress is, and I quote, a state of mental tension and worry caused by problems in your life, work, etc. My main problem with stress is balance. I've never been very coordinated anyway, so why would I be able to balance everything in my life if I can barely walk without running into something? A state of mental tension. You got that right. I think it's pretty safe to say that we all consider stress to be a bad thing, and that's true. Stress can't be good for you or your health at all. Bad stress is stress that keeps us from achieving our goals, and it actually inhibits our ability to function on a daily basis. Bad stress can occur when too much stress builds up around us. For example, when you have a project due in almost every class, and some are even due on the same day, and you also have your job to worry about, and finishing all these projects, and still studying for midterms, but can't seem to get anything else done other than all the worrying about all the stuff you have to do, that's bad stress. Stress can cause headaches, low energy, grinding of teeth, frequent colds, infections, tense muscles. It can prohibit your performance in work or at school. It can make it hard to relax. It causes low self-esteem and overwhelming feelings, just to name a few. Acute stress is the most common type of stress, and it happens from everyday life. Episodic acute stress is when people suffer from the more common stress way more than the average person. And lastly, there's chronic stress, in which someone is crippled by their stress and constant worry. When I think of stress, I think of chaos, like everything that could go wrong goes wrong all at once, and there's no way to stop it. I guess, when you're looking at it from a more optimistic perspective, the good in stress could be that you're having that feeling at all, that you're being human. But me, being the pessimistic person I am, I say, why would your body let you get that tense and freaked out by a single thing or even multiple things? Good stress, also known as eustress, helps us with our creativity, adapting to changes, staying fit, and learning new things. So for example, when you start to stress about your weight, it motivates you to go to the gym. Now if you don't stress, it could be that you're bored and not living up to your full potential. Stress could be what's best for you to do more and do the best you can. Good stress, and I quote, helps us go about our daily tasks and achieve those hard-to-reach goals. Stress also helps us in times of trauma, and although it might seem like the worst time for stress to come, it's telling your mind and body that there is danger. So next time you're worried about that test in math or that project that's due tomorrow, in a way, it could be you living up to your full potential and doing the absolute best that you can, and that stress can pay off in the end. For me personally, I'm a stressor. I worry all the time, and when those worries become larger and larger, I freak out and feel like I'm losing control. I don't like losing control. I'm an organized person, and I have to write everything down because I'm afraid I'm going to forget it. My stress comes from the overwhelming amount of worries up here in my head on a daily basis. School, work, everything and anything. The way I think about it, though, is that although stress is bad, it helped me become a more organized person and a better planner. And even though I hate the feeling of stress and hate what it does to me, I honestly think that in the long run, stress can help us, and stress can make us do better than what we think we're capable of. Now, I know it's a long shot by saying don't stress, but next time you are, just take deep breaths. Do relaxing things like drinking tea or taking a bath. Try and relax your body. Take one thing at a time. Don't try to do everything at once. For example, exercise can help ease your mind and focus on one thing. All these things may do more than you think they can, because stress is a part of everyday life, and it's best to manage it rather than let it rule you.
Created using Powtoon.